So it's a weird world right now in the realm of looter shooters. We have, Destiny 2 basically dropping support. No word of a Destiny 3. First Ascendant's doing okay. We got Warframe out there. Splatoon Raiders was an absolute hit and a big surprise for everybody. The Division 2 is out there, and it's starting to get some years on it now, but it's still doing pretty well. Some hype for it resurfaced recently. But speaking of the Division, there is another version of it that Ubisoft recently released this year that has some serious potential, and it just moved to a bigger platform. And if Ubisoft plays their cards right, they could actually have the next big looter shooter on their hands. Let's talk about it and throw my 2 cents out there. Gamers and gameheads, what is going on? My name is Tanek027 and welcome back to another video. And guys, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Division Resurgence. However, if you want to stay up to date on all things the Division, make sure you are liking today's video, subscribing to the channel if you are new, and let's go ahead and get on into today's subject. So, for those who don't know, the Division Resurgence actually just recently released on Steam. And now the game is fully cross-play, cross-progression between PC and mobile. And Steam is, the preferred platform for PC games. Now, this isn't an uncommon thing to happen. A lot of times, people will make a mobile game and then they'll also port it right over to PC. Blizzard also did this same thing with Diablo Immortal. And there have even been people, saying that they want versions of that on other platforms. Well, to no one's surprise, the Division Resurgence is no different. And I feel like, this game would actually be a good fit. And, if you look on their social media, there is a calling for it for the game to come to console platforms. People are asking for it on PlayStation, they're asking for it on Xbox, they're asking for it on Switch and Switch 2, just everywhere, consoles in general. But me personally, I feel like, Ubisoft needs to pay a lot of attention here, especially, with some of the ups and down things that have been going on with the looter shooter market. And I feel like there's a lot of potential to be had bringing the Division Resurgence over to the Switch 2. Now, granted, in a perfect world, I want to see it on every console platform. Bring it to PS5, bring it to Xbox Series X, SNES, and stuff like that. But I want to specifically hone in on the Switch 2 right here because Ubisoft has a unique opportunity, and I don't even know if they realize. So as you guys saw that I talked about in a previous video, Borderlands 4 actually ended up getting indefinitely delayed on the Nintendo Switch 2, meaning Switch 2 players were left without a looter shooter besides Warframe. And like I've said a billion times, Warframe being the amazing game that it is, Warframe is not for everybody. Everyone has their own taste and vibe in looter shooters. Like, one thing I'll say about the Division, seeing a looter shooter in a military form still to this day, I think is kind of strange, but at the same time, it's definitely, unique and different. It's a looter shooter, that can appeal to people, who like tactical games, Tom Clancy games, and stuff like that. It's a very different and creative way to do it, and I think Ubisoft nailed it in that area. Now, as you guys will see over the past few weeks, Splatoon Raiders released, and it's been a smash hit. Even some of, the most critical Nintendo creators out there are saying that this is a potential Game of the Year title. There are people even saying that it's the best game on Nintendo Switch 2. Well, for those who don't know, what is Splatoon Raiders? Splatoon Raiders is a looter shooter just like the Division. Now, the unique opportunity that Ubisoft has here is not only are there no looter shooters on Switch 2 except Warframe and Splatoon Raiders, but they don't have any Division games on the Switch platform at all. And the Switch, being a platform that is a hybrid of a mobile device and a home console, so it's kind of, like a hybrid of the two platforms that they have the Division Resurgence on anyway. Wouldn't it be really interesting if the first console they went ahead and introduced to Resurgence was the Switch 2? The game's already mobile anyway. Why not, give Switch players who like playing in handheld a mobile looter shooter? I'm just saying, I think it would be a great fit, since the game's obviously, built around mobile and portability and stuff like that. The Switch 2 just seems, to be that pristine option for it. Now, granted, like I said, in a perfect world, I think it'll go great, on all 3 platforms. I just feel like with Nintendo's lack of looter shooters on their platform, and the Resurgence being a live service mobile game that's still finding itself and growing every day and trying to expand, there's some potential there with bringing it to the Nintendo Switch 2, especially. But bring it to consoles, obviously, as a whole, that'll be the biggest and best way to do it. Let me know y'all thoughts down in the comments below. Y'all enjoyed today's video? Smash that like. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out. Have a good one.